There's a beloved wisdom tale from the life of the Buddha. A grieving mother deep in mourning approaches the Buddha and asks him to bring her child back to life. The Buddha tells her that he will bring the child back from the dead if she brings a mustard seed from the home of a family that has not been visited by death. She goes out across her town, knocking on doors, asking neighbor after neighbor, "Have you lost anyone recently?" Each conversation ends the same exact way. "Yes, my sibling died. Yes, my parent just died. Yes, my best friend died. Yes, my spouse died." Each and every neighbor is unable to produce a mustard seed for her to bring back to the Buddha so he will bring her child back from the dead. Through this journey, knocking on door after door, her compassion grows, for her grief is shared, and she knows that she is not alone in her mourning. She goes on to become a Buddhist nun and brought a deeper compassion born of loss to our world. This wisdom tale, a true story, is a timeless reminder of the fabric of life, the sacred thread that we've talked about this morning that holds the living and those who have gone before us together. They are our sacred heritage, our privilege to hold and honor. Here we have built together an altar of remembrance. We have recalled the names and lives of our beloveds. Thank you for that. Our recent and our past ancestors, they are with us still. They are here in this space. And with great compassion, we extend kindness to all who are mourning. Sometimes, though, that remembering is painful. Sometimes these memories are fraught with complex relationships and generational trauma. Sometimes the grief is intermixed with unhealed relationships that fester like a stone in our hearts. This is our heritage as well. Not all mourning is the same because not all people are the same. This is important to remember, that we cannot force grief or gratitude, to normalize the complexity of grief and memory, and to be honest about its impact on our lives. And yes, there is science that backs this up. I know my audience. The emerging field of epigenetics is the study of cellular memory based on developmental and environmental cues. As my colleague, the Reverend Andrew Weber, reflected on, it's a study of how our DNA is changed by stuff other than our genes. Behavior epigenetics has started to show how traumatic experiences in our past and our recent ancestors' past leave molecular scars which cling to our DNA. We carry with us, in us, more than just our memories and genes. We have these biological markers that are just starting to be understood. As an article in Discover magazine wrote, you might have inherited not just your grandmother's knobby knees, but also her predisposition towards depression caused by the neglect she suffered as a newborn. Or not. If your grandmother was adopted by nurturing parents, you might be enjoying the boost she received thanks to their love and support. We are truly, truly, as Sweet Honey in the Rock sings, we are our grandmother's prayers, our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are all those that went before us, what they experienced, lived, and endured. We all have that thread of trauma in our hearts, in our DNA. And as Adrienne Marie Browns reminds us, trauma is the common experience of most humans on this planet. What we need is a culture where the common experience of trauma leads to a normalization of healing. Being able to say, I have good reasons to be scared of the dark, of raised voices, of being swallowed up by love, of being alone, and being able to offer each other, I know a healer for you. I'll hold your hand in the dark. Let's begin a meditation practice together. Perhaps talk therapy is not enough. We should celebrate love in our community as a measure of healing. The expectation should be, I know we are all in need of healing, so how are we doing in our healing work? The spiritual path is one of intentionality. Responding to this powerful question, so how are we doing in our healing work? How are we celebrating love in our community as a measure of healing? Where we choose to focus our attention, where we choose to invest our energy and our resources, where we decide to bring healing and forgiveness even when not asked. The path of healing is one of joy, ultimately. To celebrate this moment, this blessed and sacred and complex and wonderful moment that we are alive, privileged to be with this day, to be present to all that life brings us. Present to this moment, full of the potential of healing, full with the potential of being able to let go of what no longer serves us. Healing is our gift to our ancestors, some of whom never had the opportunity to, and they carry forward their pain to the next generations, imprinted on our DNA, and it is now ours to no longer feed. They survived long enough to give us breath, for which we are thankful, and in our gratitude, we can let their pain, their unhealed expectations, their unanswered demands, their unfulfilled dreams, we can let those go too. I give thanks and offer healing to my paternal great-grandparents who survived the pogroms in Russia to come to the United States and freedom. I give thanks and offer healing to my paternal great-grandmother and those who went before her, stolen from Africa, surviving the journey through to slavery and into freedom, then in Virginia. I give thanks and offer healing to my maternal grandparents and the legacy they carried who survived the journey by boat from Greece to the United States and freedom. On this day of blessed remembrance, in the full view of our sacred altar, there is also an invitation to healing, an invitation to celebrating love, for they are with us still. While no one here may offer up a mustard seed to a beloved in mourning, we can give space for all that is our lives. We can pass down and spread out love and healing as a gift to those who will follow us and to live as good ancestors in our time. Blessed be, and may it be so.